The Atlanta Falcons, it's NFL Draft Day, and happy Draftmas to you all. Welcome into the Sportsocracy in the Ingles Studio.
Here comes Drafty Claus, right down Drafty Lane.
Well, what can the Atlanta Falcons open up under their Draftmas tree, Jeremy Greene?
This is the team that I thought was most likely to trade down. As we've gotten closer, that seems less likely because there's going to be a player there at 8. I'll give you a couple options and the one that's in my final mock draft momentarily.
It is the final mock draft for at ESPN Draft Nerd, Jeremy Greene, with the 8th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. The Atlanta Falcons select Kayvon Thibodeaux, the edge rusher out of Oregon.
To me, this is a team that I know has a very high grade on Jermaine Johnson. The problem is the Jets have Jermaine Johnson ahead of Kayvon Thibodeaux. I think they are the floor for him. I am less likely now than I have been at any point that the Giants are going to take an edge with 5 or 7. I could see a team trade out. To me, this screams it's either Jermaine Johnson, the edge out of Florida State, or this is the drop-dead spot for Thibodeaux. This would be the best pass rusher they've had since John Abraham.
So no doubt edge rusher, not going wide receiver in the first round.
I don't think so because I don't think you have to. Now, if you trade down, I would look for them to go David Ajabo and the best of the receivers that are remaining down there. This is also a team to watch for a quarterback. Obviously wouldn't do it at 8, though.
At number 43, the first of 2 picks in the second round on day 2 for the Atlanta Falcons. Here's the quarterback, McCall, the quarterback out of Ole Miss.
I've said I think he can be an imitation version of Ryan Tannehill in this Arthur Smith offense. You've got Marcus Mariota. You don't have to thrust him into playing right away. The thing that would scare me about going into next year is I don't see a clear, no doubt, number 1 quarterback. One's going to separate themselves, and I don't think Atlanta's going to be very good, but it could get very expensive. So you could be mortgaging the future to get up and get those quarterbacks if you don't fall into 1, 2, 3. I have been told they're going to walk away from this weekend with a quarterback, and Matt Corral is the number 1 quarterback on their board.
The wide receiver situation there not too sturdy at the moment. So at 58, the Atlanta Falcons could go with John Metchie III, the wide receiver out of Alabama.
He just never turned into the player he was supposed to be, and I think people hold that against him. I've got him very close to that high second-round level of receivers, and you get him here at the back end of the second round, great value. I think he comes in and is immediately the 2 with Kyle Pitts. You've still got Olamide Zaccheaus. There are still pieces there. This is a long-term play. He needs to bulk up a little bit, but fast player could be a really good find here in round 2.
All right, the ability to add more pieces to this team that's rebuilding in the 3rd round, 74 overall, Myjai Sanders, another edge rusher out of Cincinnati.
He's just more multiple. To me, Thibodeaux he's the raw athlete. Myjai Sanders has more. He can be damn near anything you want him to be. And I know Atlanta really likes him. That could have been if we don't get an edge at 8. I don't think it was. They were 2 in on him over the course of the process. Very raw, but he strikes me as the kind of player that Dean Pease could use. If I'm Atlanta, I'm in a talent accumulation stage, and I'm not as worried about, I took 2 edges in the first 2 days. I don't care. You need 2 edges. If that's the highest on your board, that's what you take.
Second pick in the 3rd round comes at 82, and Marcus Jones, the cornerback out of Houston.
Speaking of highest player on your board, Marcus Jones would be. Best return guy in this draft, I think, projects as an immediate slot receiver. Atlanta's been hot on him through the process. He's just short. If he was, he's 5'8.5". If he was 5'11.5", I think he would go at the back end of round 1, beginning of round 2. That's how talented he is. I just think that he could get typecast into the slot. But then again, I refer back to Dean Pease and go, this is a multiple piece that could do a lot of things. Very talented, good footwork. One of my favorite players in this draft in this area.
And pairs well with A.J.
Terrell.
A.J. Terrell.
And
Thank
Casey
you
Hayward.
Very much. In the 3rd day of the draft, you got 4 picks, 2 in the 6th round. You can see those picks right now on your screen.
Something to talk about here. You've got 2 big hog-mollies. Oh, here's the difference. Noah Ellis projects as a nose. Marquan McCall is the size of a nose, but I don't know that that's necessarily where he projects. Both raw pieces. That's kind of one of those, I'm going to throw a dart at a board and go, I need somebody to pair with Grady Jarrett. And one way or the other, I think one of them will be long-term. If you get lucky, one of them can play the different techniques, and you could play them together. Not a great chance of that, but they just do different things.
Join us live tonight right here in the Sportsocracy. We begin the coverage all 3 days, every pick, live analysis from at ESPN Draft Nerd.
Instant analysis, team grades. We will be unveiling my expansion team, which is a concept we've had for over a year, and now we're finally to the point of doing something with it. And we're going to drink beers, tell jokes. This will be just like watching the draft at a bar with your buddies. The only difference is no risk of a DUI.
Fully interactive experience as well. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can get into the chat with us, and we will see you tonight. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. We always come to you from the Ingles Studio. Ingles Supermarkets, low prices, love the savings.